Hey there, I'm Maddie Mae. I'm a full-time elopement photographer based out of Colorado, and I just wanted to make a quick video to share a little bit more personally about how elopements have changed my life and how I hope that they change yours. So, I photographed big traditional weddings for 5 years before I had the honor of photographing my first elopement. And the couples that I photographed big weddings for, obviously, they were great. I love them. I wanted to do an amazing job for them. I really thought that I enjoyed a lot of the parts of big weddings while I was photographing, while I was a big wedding photographer. But with so many of the weddings, what I noticed over the 5 years of photographing almost 100 big weddings was that so many of them were just these huge production and performances, and they really weren't authentic to the couple. They were full of so many traditions that didn't really mean much to the people that were acting out those traditions. That didn't really make sense. Couples were doing them because other people wanted them to, and they thought they were just kind of the societal norm and the societal standard. I can't tell you how many couples I saw like really awkwardly do like a garter toss and be like, why are we even doing this? But it happened anyway. I just felt like big weddings really weren't focused about the couple. Like everything, the focus just seemed to be on everybody and everything else. And the couple just seemed to kind of get kind of lost and drowned out and just kind of steamrolled by their own wedding day experience. Maybe when they started planning, they had a vision for what they wanted, but between family and friends and like pressures from other people, like the day just kind of snowballed out of control. And the other thing that really bothered me about big weddings was just all of the waste, like this big wasteful production. On average, a big wedding results in 500 to 600 pounds of waste and trash from flowers and plastic forks and all these kind of things. And just the stuff that can't be reused again. They're super, super wasteful. And as someone who really cares about the environment and kind of reducing impact, like that really bothered me over time. Big weddings for me, I just saw all this stress and chaos. There was people bringing kind of family drama into a couple's day that they were supposed to be focusing on committing their lives to each other and saying vows and getting married. And instead, it was all about just this crammed timeline, and they didn't have a moment to themselves. And they finished the day feeling absolutely exhausted, and just like the goal was to just survive it all and get through the day. I can't tell you how many times I heard, I just can't wait till this is over. And honestly, I feel like that's a heartbreaking way to feel about the day that you get married. When you think about that, looking back on your anniversary date for the rest of your life together and thinking, you know what, that like day didn't really represent us. We didn't actually have all that much fun. Like that day really wasn't about us. We did it for our mom or for whoever. And so as a photographer, those kind of days I came home feeling like emotionally drained from them, just exhausted. Not because I couldn't handle like posing a big bridal party or dealing with the timeline. That wasn't the issue. It was just, I got really jaded with the focus being about Instagram worthy table arrangements and doing things just to like outdo your cousin. I had this kind of lack of connection with them that I don't think really came into focus until I saw how different it was being an elopement photographer. When I photographed my very first elopement, I was just blown away. It was a couple from Texas that hired me 2 weeks before their day to photograph their elopement in Rocky Mountain National Park. And that day just absolutely changed my life. It was the first wedding day that I experienced that I could honestly ever really imagine myself having some time. It was so much more in line with my values, and I connected with the couple so much more deeply. Like I experienced the day and was like, oh my God, these are my people. Like these types of wedding days exist. Oh my God. There was no pointless traditions. There wasn't 500 to 600 pounds of trash. There was no family drama and chaos. Like the couple actually had alone time. They actually enjoyed the day. They were able to say their vows surrounded by the most incredible scenery, not be in some kind of boring ballroom sterile venue that didn't mean anything to them. They could choose a place that inspired them to say their vows. I believe that that's an amazing thing that you can do with intimate weddings and elopements, even if it's not a wilderness location. Be able to have like an intimate meaningful experience in your own backyard, or in that favorite little spot near that little waterfall that he or she proposed on that one hike. Like the idea is being able to create a day that's actually about the two of you. That's what it comes down to, and that's what I mean when I say elopement. And at the end of that day, of that first elopement that I photographed in Rocky Mountain National Park, the couple said that they wanted to thank me for creating a day that like they wish that they could relive over and over again. And I can't explain like how inspired and fulfilled I came home from that day feeling. It was just a complete 180 from feeling drained and jaded and exhausted the way that I came home feeling from a lot of the big weddings that I had photographed. And I just knew at that moment that elopements were all that I wanted to photograph. And I wanted more couples to just know the magic of elopements and know that they have an option and they don't have to have a big wedding if that's not truly what they want to do. And so I decided at that moment to go for broke, and I specialized in elopements. I decided at that moment, like, I didn't want to photograph big weddings anymore. I wanted to find more couples who were having different types of wedding days, who were doing what was not normal, what was not traditional, what was not societally dictated as the normal thing to do. And so I took the leap and I went all in, and I specialized my business in elopements back in 2015. And I had just finished my business marketing degree at the time, and I used the proven tools and strategies that I had learned studying, and I was able to use that first elopement I photographed to turn my business completely around 180 and book 30 elopements in the following year and have a six-figure income while transitioning. I know it's so scary for photographers to specialize and to switch, and I just want to share that, like, there are absolutely proven tools and ways and strategies to do it. By 2017, I was able to book 55 elopements that year and traveled to 13 countries with a revenue of over $200,000. That was the year that I really proved to myself that I absolutely could be a full-time photographer photographing only elopements. Like, there was a lot of challenges with that amount of growth. I learned that I needed really like a system and a plan to develop a seamless workflow to help couples have the most amazing experience. That's just a key piece to giving them an incredible elopement day. It's not just about the photos that you're delivering. I really wanted to enable a couple to have an absolutely amazing experience. So I decided to bring more people onto my team so that I could serve more couples. So I found this amazing photographer, Amber, to join with me. And in 2018, we rebranded to Adventure Instead, Elopement Photographers and Guides. And it was scary. It was like another big step for my business. But together we were lucky enough to photograph 90 elopements, mostly all-day elopement experiences, being able to tell the whole story of the day a couple gets married and oftentimes be the only other person oftentimes be the only other person that is there. So we photographed 90 elopements at an over $5,000 average, and that year we were also able to implement our amazing seamless elopement workflow and really achieve my goal of helping more couples have amazing wedding day experiences. And couples have given us over 150 5-star reviews of their elopement experiences with us. And so this year in 2019, I am so excited to say that I actually eloped myself, which was a really awesome way to start off the year. I am deeply, personally, passionately, connected to elopements, and I added a third photographer to my team, Tori, and together, using the marketing strategies that I've developed through having a business marketing degree and 5 years experience photographing elopements full time, we get 50 to 60 elopement inquiries a month, and I'm so excited that we'll photograph over 100 elopements this year, be able to serve more couples and create more value for them and tell more of the story of their elopement day. Our booking average has also gone up to over $6,500, and we'll travel to 15 countries this year. So what does all this mean? Like, the bottom line that I'm trying to communicate here is becoming an elopement photographer absolutely changed my life, and I genuinely want the same for you. There is so much space in this industry, and I want more couples to be able to have the experience of having a wedding day that's truly about them. I just can't do it all myself, and I want more photographers to experience the fulfillment and joy. Instead of coming home drained and exhausted from photographing yet another like stressful chaos, traditional wedding, you can come home from an elopement feeling absolutely fulfilled and inspired. Instead of shooting in sterile ballrooms, you can get outdoors to work. You can travel to places if you want to that you're dreaming of. You can find so much joy and fulfillment here. And I just want you to know what it feels like to hear a couple say that you helped them create a day that they wish they could relive over and over again. They're going to remember that every single year when they look back on their photos on their anniversary. And that is one of the main core reasons why I created the Elopement Photographer course. And I'm really excited for you to learn more how to book and photograph more elopements. So thanks so much. Bye.